Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Denise and I like to talk about astrology in real life. I put out videos every single week, so this is my formal invitation for you to subscribe to my channel. It could be fun. So in today's video, we're going back to the basics. We're gonna be doing placement videos, and today we're gonna be talking about Venus in Pisces. So if that sounds interesting to you, I suggest you stick around. So Venus in astrology represents three pretty major things. The first thing that Venus represents is really how we relate to others. It is our relating planet. So essentially how we mingle, how we connect with others. Whenever we really get past that ascendant, we go into Venus. How is it that we relate to other people in groups, or whether we like groups or not? How we socialize, essentially. Venus also represents the things we value, the things that we value in ourselves and in others. So qualities, the qualities that we have within ourselves that we value. It's also in that way associated with self-esteem. So this self-esteem that you give yourself and the things that you value in yourself that you think are worthy in you. Lastly, Venus represents what we bring to relationships and the things that we want brought to us through relationships. So it's the planet of love. So we're going to talk about love in today's video. So how does Venus in Pisces relate to others? Venus in Pisces really relates to others in a very ethereal way. Venus in Pisces is not your very chatty Venus and Gemini person. Venus in Pisces is more withdrawn and shy, and they're observant of others. And really the connection that Venus in Pisces feels is really subliminal. And they connect to others on I like to say on a soul-to-soul basis. They recognize people's souls essentially, and that is how they relate to others. They don't necessarily like to socialize very much, and they don't like large groups of people because they will be overwhelmed by all of the energy that they're going to be processing. Because Pisces is a sign that is very intuitive, and everything that is done through Pisces is done in an intuitive way. And when you're using your intuition in that sense within you, that sixth sense or whatever, you are expending energy. And because that is the way that Pisces, Venus in Pisces relates to others, then this can be a little bit draining. So Venus in Pisces doesn't necessarily love like socializing with big groups of people. Venus in Pisces also relates to others in a way of helping, because to Pisces, helping and being of service to others is very important. So they are going to relate on that level. If they feel that there's something that you need that they could provide, or if you need just their physical presence, they will be there. They don't have boundaries. Their love is essentially boundless. And whenever they are able to connect with you and they surpass that ascendant like blockage, you know, like the ascendant, you know, protects you for a little bit. Once they get past that barrier, they're just completely open and boundless, and they treat you like you are an extension of them. That is how Venus and Pisces relate. They treat you as if you were their brother, their sister, their son, their daughter, their mother, just the person. You're part of their family essentially, but they don't even use that kind of terminology, because to them it is just you are a soul and I am a soul, and we're just completely connected and melted together, and just the love between us is boundless. And if you interact with people with Venus and Pisces, they are just the most open people. They just completely just like love with no boundaries. That's the thing that I could say about Venus and Pisces people. So what does Venus and Pisces value? So they really value altruism and goodness. They really value kindness and sacrifice. There's always a level of sacrifice with Pisces, and they really appreciate when people are able to give up something from themselves in order to help somebody else. And in that way, they can have a bit of a savior complex and get a little into like martyrdom, because they just think it's so important to help others, and they really would rather help somebody else before they help themselves. And this is, you know, something that could happen to Pisces people, is that they'll give so much of themselves that they'll end up empty. And because this is Venus, this is the things that you value and the way that you relate to others, then there could be an element of that, of you giving and giving and giving until you are spent, Pisces. They also really value idealization and perfection in others. And let me clarify that. This is not perfection in the Virgo sense. It is not like physical perfection. It is not perfection of like behavior. Your behavior is perfect. It's really because Pisces sees you in an idealized light. They essentially see your higher self. They see your potential. They see what you could become and what you could be. And essentially, you are that. You are that magnificent being that they imagine you to be. That's what you are to them. So if you do things that break that idea that they have of you, it really hurts them, and it kind of just ruins everything for them, because Venus in Pisces is very idealistic. So having those really high ideals for other people and really kind of smudging away the imperfections is dangerous for both Pisces, the Venus and Pisces person, and for the individual, for the other person, because it's very difficult to live up to those Pisces standards. And it's very dangerous for Pisces too, because it breaks their heart when people are not good and when they are not this amazing being that they had imagined. Imagination is important. In the same way, in themselves, they also value their goodness and their good nature. And whenever they have to see themselves in a negative light, it is very jarring for them, because it's like the record skips. It's the same thing when other people, you know, break character. For Pisces, it's very much like breaking character, because they want to live up to these really good standards of always being kind and gentle and altruistic and helping others, helping those who are weak. That's who they're drawn to. Venus and Pisces people are drawn to people who are suffering in some way, who need them in some way, not in a Cancer mothery way. They don't need to help them like get their shit together, but Pisces just wants to be there emotionally and be like, hey, like that pain that you're feeling, I'm there with you. And that is how Pisces relates to others. And whenever they see themselves in a negative light, that can be very jarring, and it's just like the record skips for them in their brain, in their movie that they're playing. So that could be damaging to their self-esteem and just negative altogether. They also really value dreams and aspirations, not only they're in their own. Whenever you talk about Pisces people, you have to talk about dreams and aspirations, because Jupiter is the co-ruler of Pisces. I use old traditional rulerships. So Venus in Pisces, oh, I forgot to mention this. Venus in Pisces is an exalted Venus. It is the highest form of love. I'm gonna get to that. So they really value dreams and aspirations, because they aren't just here on Earth with us. They are really up there in the clouds, and I mean that in the best way. They see the world as all of the beauty that it could be. Like, think of Aquarius and those higher order, higher level signs, but just higher than that. Like, what's higher than Aquarius? It's Pisces. And they really want to envision the world as a beautiful utopia, and really having transcended all of the things that make us human or make us faulty, essentially, and make us bad and make us do bad things to each other. Pisces wants to envision things above that. So because of that, they really feel like people's dreams and pursuing them is really what is going to get us there, to that utopian place that they imagine. So that's why Pisces really values dreams, and they value people's dreams and aspirations. And this I connect with Jupiter, because Jupiter is that planet that really rules expansion of your consciousness and of your understanding and your awareness. And if you expand your awareness to a very high level, you really essentially understand that we're all connected and that we're all one. So Pisces, people with Pisces placements, that is something that they understand already, and it's inherent to them. So they really value people who are really connected to their dreams and their aspirations. When they see somebody who's a dreamer like they are, they like that. They really value it. So what is it that they bring to relationships? As I was already saying, Venus is exalted in Pisces. It is the highest form of love. And it is kind of, you know, Neptune. Neptune also rules Pisces, co-rules Pisces. And Neptune is a higher form of the moon, or the higher form of Venus. So Pisces love is really the ultimate love that you could have. And that is really how they love other people, is really completely selflessly. They love other people not for what they could do for them, not for how they make them feel, not for anything that has to do with them really. They just love the person that the other person is. That is how Pisces, Venus and Pisces loves. So it doesn't matter what you do to them. It doesn't matter what you do or whether they're with you or not. Once a Venus and Pisces person loves you, they love you completely. And the only caveat to this is that, yes, like if you break that idea of perfectness, of being a good person, if you become like harsh and bad, and that really like messes with their mind and that really messes with their heart essentially, because Venus is your heart. So that is really what they bring to relationships. It's that really complete highest form of love, and that is what you get out of a Venus and Pisces person. So what is it that they want in relationships? So what they want in relationships, it's that ethereal connection where you really are connecting and communicating with each other just intuitively. You don't really have to talk, you just understand each other, and you really are seeing into each other's souls. And that is very difficult for people to understand, because if you don't have Pisces placements, you're gonna be like, what are you talking about? Like, what? So they really want to see their love union be like a fairy tale. And I don't mean like cheesy or corny, I don't mean that at all. When I talk about the water signs and how sentimental they are, the really sentimental one is Cancer. Cancer is more, you know, cheesy. Don't get offended, Cancer, you're cute. But it's a different type of vibe with Pisces than with Cancer. And Cancer is more sentimental and will tie and attach meaning to, and give sentimental value to smaller things and details and things like that. But Pisces is more romantic in the sense that to them, like, love is the most important thing, and true love is the thing that they want most in life. And Venus and Pisces people are just the ultimate, like, I want that ethereal connection where no communication is necessary, and essentially two souls meet and are melted into one. That is Pisces. So that's the video for today, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, anything that I forgot to mention, make sure you leave it in the comments. And I will be seeing you in the next video. Hey, do you like my Sailor Moon shirt? I realize that Sailor Moon is more appropriate for Cancer. Don't come at me, I know. But in the tarot, if you go by the old associations, the moon card is associated with Pisces. So I thought it could be acceptable. And Neptune is the higher octave of the moon. So I think it still goes.